Good morning. It is currently 2:13 a.m. This segment will include a confession as well as a correction and a bit extension of yesterday's post or recording. I'm not familiar with the vocabulary yet, but I'll get there. I do hope you're well. As for me, wow. So yesterday's segment was very interesting to me. I have not out loud spoken about Douglas, my 5th grade crush, in a very long time. All the other everything else that happened within that time frame with Douglas started to come to mind. So I want to let you guys know what really happened to make him essentially an enemy. When he did get the letter from me, he was receptive, but he never spoke to me. He never approached me about the letter. He would just look at me from afar, gazed at me, and it gave me butterflies. He was the first male to ever give me butterflies. When he finally became a part of my classroom, I act a bit eccentric, thinking that he would like me because I had no clue how to persuade him to like me, to want to further, to begin a relationship with me. What ended up happening was that he became quite close to the group of boys that picked on me, always cursing them out. So he became friends with them. He just started cursing me out just like they did. And that's how that spiraled into him becoming no longer an interest, but just someone that I despised. Yeah, that's what happened. With that said, I started to connect dots. Thought about all my other experiences with the opposite sex. I remembered Richard from the 8th grade. Richard was my first Valentine. I did see Richard again years later as an adult. And he was ready to be friends with benefits, and I that was a hard no for me. But even in junior high, when he gave me the Valentine, I remember I gave it to my mom because, again, the 18-year-old rule, was still present. And then I just started liking other guys, but I was liking guys that I thought were promised to me or was safe for me. And these men or these guys, they didn't reciprocate the way that I felt for them. And then as I got older, started to meet broken men and just assumed that I'm meant to be a need, a savior. And I hated it. Yeah, I hated it. Because I didn't understand it. I wanted something that wouldn't leave. So I thought I had to be a need. I was wrong. So let's talk about what's really going on now. For the past few days, I've been waking up startled, like I was having a bad dream, but I can't tell you why I was startled. Yesterday, when I woke up startled, I woke up saying, "Oh my God," and laughing. Now, the idea of this channel is not just to talk about mental health, but to be honest with you all about my personal journey with mental health and my actions to maintain it. You know, it's not just about meditating. It has to do with the way that I converse with people. It has to do with the way that I deal with my emotions. So we are going to mention bubblegum because that's pretty much what this is leading up to. And I get it, he's a public figure. You know, girls, females, older women, you know, swoon over him. You know, I get it. Totally get it. But this is what I'm talking about me right now. So let's focus on me. So yeah, bubblegum does give me butterflies. And I've been dealing with those butterflies for an entire week, to the point of telling everyone I know I have a crush on him. Like, I'm talking about coworkers, I'm talking about students that I work with, you know, and it made me happy that they laugh out loud because they already think like, what is wrong? What's wrong with her? When I said I like his feet. I do. I'm not ashamed. I like it the way his feet look. I like that he's barefoot. I just do. But yesterday I was talking to one of my best friends. Yes, yes, yes. I have two best friends. Miracle. Let's call her Black Beauty. So I was talking to Black Beauty last night, and I was telling her that I cried yesterday morning. And it was based on a fantasy that I had of bubblegum and I. And okay. When I'm at the point of telling her, because now she's intrigued, she wants to know what the fantasy was about. She said, you know, when her phone dies, she's going to charge it. She's going to call me back. Like, she means it. And yeah, I mean, she meant it, but sometimes she says she means it, and she doesn't do it, which is fine. I adore her nonetheless. So I said, okay. And I put the phone down because I had to charge my phone as well. And I started to do my little things because I already had plans of what I was going to do before going to bed. Came back into the bedroom, right on the dot, she calls me back. And she's sitting and she's waiting for me to continue. I'm already thinking, you know, I don't know if she's going to understand it, or maybe I'm going to over explain it. You know, all these thoughts are rambling in the back of my head. But I said, you know what, just talk. Just tell her, let her know. So she gave me space to calm my nerves, and I shared with her the fantasy. And she got it. Like, oh, she got it. It wasn't weird to her. It wasn't being naive. It wasn't any of that. Like, she just got it. And I thank her for that. You know, I thank her for getting it. And then she essentially blessed me with hope of my desire, not necessarily pointing at both gun, but the desire of that type of intimacy to occur. She knew that it wasn't a sexual fantasy, that it was intimate. So that let me know that she understood the intimacy that I desire. And I had to be honest, it's the only intimacy I desired. But being told that I'm naive and looking at it as a negative concept, I didn't know how to embrace it until now. So I didn't get to listen to a recording that I want to listen to, before I go to bed because I had to charge my phone. But I did play Let's Go See the Stars because it does calm me down. But last night is the first night I actually fell asleep while it played. And this is the first time I woke up without being startled. I had more fantasies this morning. And it made me cry again. It just feels good. It feels good to not. It feels good to no longer feel I have to be a sexual being for someone to desire me, for someone to want to spend time with me. That it doesn't have to be because he wants to sex me up or, to have intercourse with me. The idea is not to curse too much. I think I'm doing pretty good. But just want to be with me. And I'm not saying that I've ever felt, I have felt pressured to have sex with one particular person that I no longer fraternize with. But my other encounters, I've never felt that it was something that I had to do. But I did feel it was something that was expected of me. And it's not because of the person. It was because I thought I had nothing worth. That I wasn't worth getting to know. There was no need to get to know me because I'm just odd. I'm weird. That's when I put a negative connotation towards being weird. I'll be damned if I could let that shit continue. Sorry, but I would never, ever considered being weird a handicap into my persona, towards my persona. So yeah, I'm all about healing. I'm all about being honest. I'm all about loving myself the way that I want to be loved. I'm all about taking my time. So yeah, that's today's segment. I have some good news. Yesterday was busy. I created an Instagram and Facebook for Heart of K. Both are Heart of K _ Purple Sky. There's not much going on in either areas at the moment. However, I'm working on it. You know, today's a new day. Definitely want to put whatever snippets I'm going to create on these channels, and we'll fill it with I want to fill it with inspirational memes to encourage you all the way these memes encourage me. Yes, memes did encourage me to move forward. There's so many of them. I deleted a few, but we good because, you know, there's Google, whatever, Google Photos. There we go. So I have a lot of them that I could still share with you. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button below and subscribe. Thank you for being a part of my morning. And as always, I love you.